Welcome to The Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here today. We're looking at a truly massive topic, literally. The United States is made up of 50 states and occupies a landmass that's actually only marginally smaller than the entire continent of Europe. And because of that massive scale, it promises an unbelievably diverse array of natural landscapes, cityscapes, people, and cultures. We're talking everything from pristine tropical islands to absolutely unforgiving deserts. The sheer variety is just staggering. In this explainer, we're going to explore the very best places this country has to offer, completely derived from our source material of the top 50 U.S. destinations.
Okay, let's dive into this. To make sense of 50 incredible locations without getting totally lost, here is our custom travel itinerary. First up, the great American outdoors. Second, iconic megacities and culture. Third, historic and charming hubs. Fourth, coastal and island getaways. And finally, choosing your next adventure.
Section 1. The Great American Outdoors, from glaciers to geysers.
So the U.S. is famous for its protected natural lands, right? And they offer this massive scale of breathtaking geology that you really just can't find anywhere else. Starting with some absolute must-see national parks. Yellowstone isn't just incredible, it was actually the very first national park in the world, established way back in 1872. It gives you the legendary, super predictable eruptions of the Old Faithful Geyser, right alongside the boiling, vibrant, multicolored waters of the Grand Prismatic Spring. Then you have Yosemite out in California, known for the sheer, jaw-dropping granite cliffs of El Capitan and Half Dome. Now, what I absolutely love about Zion in Utah is how it completely flips your perspective. Unlike most canyons where you're looking down from the rim, visitors to Zion walk right on the canyon floor, looking way up at these massive high sandstone cliffs.
But hey, nature's power isn't just about rocks and mountains. Take Niagara Falls in New York. Get this, 6 million cubic feet of water cascades over the ridge every single second. It is almost hard to wrap your head around that sheer volume. It creates an incredibly impressive sight, drawing around 30 million tourists a year who just want to stand there and literally feel the raw sensory power of that rushing water.
And this brilliantly illustrates the insane climatic contrasts you can find without ever pulling out a passport. On one hand, we have Death Valley down in the Mojave Desert. It's the driest and lowest place in North America, defined by unrelenting heat, desolate salt flats, and colorful sand dunes. But contrast that with Olympic National Park up in Washington. It receives more rainfall than any other part of the mainland U.S. We're talking dense, soggy rainforests and over 250 glaciers. From the absolute driest desert to a literal rainforest, all in one country. Wild, right?
Section 2. Iconic megacities and culture. Urban jungles and melting pots.
But the U.S. is defined just as much by its massive, culturally diverse urban hubs as it is by its wild nature. These cities are the ultimate cultural melting pots. New York City, for instance, is an absolute megacity. Between its 5 boroughs, it encompasses communities from all over the globe, making it a true world city. Over on the West Coast, Los Angeles is the entertainment capital of the world. It's awash with celebrity culture along Hollywood Boulevard, sure, but it also offers this really laid-back, bohemian energy down at Venice Beach. And then smack in the middle of the country is Chicago, the Windy City. Known for its towering skyline, including the iconic Sears Tower, it's this massive hub with deep foundational roots in live jazz, blues, and house music.
And the energy just keeps shifting rapidly depending on where you go. Look at this. Driving through the middle of the desolate Nevada desert, you suddenly hit the blinding neon lights and the whole cavalcade of world-famous casinos that make Las Vegas an absolute, undeniable spectacle.
Travel south, and the vibe transforms entirely again. Now you're immersed in the distinctive French Creole culture, incredible local cuisine, and the legendary jazz-filled streets of New Orleans, Louisiana, famous, of course, for its wild annual Mardi Gras celebrations.
Or head way up to the Pacific Northwest, to the Emerald City, Seattle. Surrounded by lush pine forests, its thicket of skyscrapers is crowned by the futuristic 600-foot-tall Space Needle built back in 1962. Every single city offers a completely different architectural and cultural footprint.
Section 3. Historic and charming hubs. Step back in time.
Sometimes, though, the best way to understand a country is to step away from the megacities and explore the smaller towns that preserve its complex history. So the crucial point is that these locations serve as living, breathing museums. Take St. Augustine in Florida, for example. Founded by Spanish explorers way back in 1565, it is actually the oldest continuously occupied European settlement in the U.S. Then you have Philadelphia, widely regarded as the birthplace of America, where the 1776 Declaration of Independence was signed and home to the famous Liberty Bell. Up the coast is Boston, where you can literally walk right through the American Revolution along the Freedom Trail, and down south, Charleston offers a heavy dose of charm with its perfectly preserved antebellum architecture and historic French Quarter.
The distinct personalities of these smaller hubs are honestly fascinating to compare. On the left, we have Austin, Texas. Their slogan is literally, "Keep Austin Weird." It's a highly useful city, the live music capital of the country, and famously home to over 1 million bats that fly out from under the Congress Avenue Bridge at sunset. No way, right? We'll contrast that eccentric energy with Savannah, Georgia, pictured on the right. This is the quintessential southern city. It draws millions of tourists who just want to slowly stroll down tranquil, historic cobbled streets lined with 19th century mansions and beautiful moss-draped oak trees. Two completely different, yet equally captivating American experiences.
Section 4. Coastal and Island Getaways. Sun, Sea, and Sand. Now, if you're looking for sun, sea, and sand, the U.S. has some spectacularly varied options. First up, Hawaii, a Polynesian archipelago way out in the Pacific. It's a veritable paradise with pristine beaches and a thriving indigenous culture that you can really see in their traditions and folk music. Back on the East Coast, strung out south of the mainland, are the Florida Keys. This is a crazy collection of around 1,700 Coral Cay Islands connected by the Overseas Highway, offering everything from untouched, quiet relaxation to incredibly raucous party scenes. And then, for something entirely different, there's Big Sur in California. This isn't your typical tropical beach, it's a dramatic 70-mile stretch of magnificent, rocky coastline along Highway 1, famously framed by towering redwood trees. It's basically the ultimate road trip destination.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Section 5. Choosing your next adventure. Match your vibe.
Okay, with all these incredible places, how do you actually decide where to go? I've put together this Traveler Match Matrix based on our source data to help you synthesize everything we've covered into an actionable plan. If you identify as a nature lover, your top recommendations are places like Denali National Park in Alaska, home to North America's tallest peak at a whopping 6,190 meters, or Arches in Utah, where you can marvel at over 2,000 natural stone arches. If you're more of a history buff, you absolutely need to hit Washington, D.C. to walk among the iconic landmarks of the National Mall, or visit San Antonio, Texas to see the historic Alamo. And if you're a partygoer, get yourself to Miami for its sizzling Latin nightlife and glamorous South Beach. Or get your boots on for Nashville, Tennessee, where the 6-string guitars ring out all night long down the honky-tonk highway. But wait, out of all these 50 incredible destinations we've explored today, from glaciers to megacities to tropical islands, what claims the absolute #1 spot? What is the ultimate U.S. bucket list destination according to our source? Take a guess. It is, without a doubt, the Grand Canyon.
Now, what's really interesting about this flight is understanding exactly why it's #1. The Grand Canyon isn't actually the deepest or the longest canyon in the world, fun fact, but it is the ultimate natural wonder because of its sheer, overwhelming size and vividly colorful landscape, offering vistas that are frankly hard to match anywhere else on Earth. Located in northern Arizona's unrelenting desert climate, this massive chasm was carved by the Colorado River over a period of several million years. Millions of visitors arrive annually just to peer over the edge, fly over in a helicopter, or, for the truly adventurous out there, tackle the grueling rim-to-rim hiking trail. It is the absolute pinnacle of American landscapes.
Wow, we have covered an incredible amount of ground today. We've seen that the United States isn't just one thing. It is a massive collection of extreme contrasts. So I want to leave you with this thought. From the soggy rainforests of the Olympic Peninsula to the blinding neon lights of Vegas, and from the cobbled streets of Savannah to the staggering rim of the Grand Canyon, where will your American adventure begin? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this helped you structure your own future travels. Catch you next time.